Hello, fifth graders! Welcome to our new lesson for this quarter, and we are about to start our journey. Okay, new journey on your new grade level. So, we are now at grade 5, and we are now at quarter 1, and we're going to discuss lesson 1 for week 1. Okay, so we're going to have PE and health for this set of videos wherein we're going to discuss stress and stressors, physical responses of the body to stress. So, naniniwala ba kayo na as early as grade 5 ay nasa-stress na kayo? Okay? Or nakakakita ba kayo ng tao na nasa-stress? So, ano kaya yung mga bagay na nakakapagpa-stress sa atin? So, especially sa katulad nyo ng mga grade 5 students na elementary pa lang pero yung iba stress na. And ano ba yung nagiging response ng ating katawan sa stress? So, we're going to discuss all of this in this video. So, now let's proceed. Okay, so upon seeing this picture, okay, take a look at those pictures. So, do you recognize any similarity between the reactions of the children in the photo with how you reacted when you were told you have a surprise quiz? Ganyan ba itsura nyo kapag sinabihan kayo ng teacher na, okay, get 1/4 or get 1/2, we're going to have a surprise quiz for today. Okay, ganyan ba? Nasa-stress din ba kayo or dahil lagi kayong nakikinig at lagi kayong nanonood ng mga video lessons ni Teacher Aiza ay lagi kayong well prepared. Diba? So, hindi kayo nasa-stress. So, what are these children in the photo feeling? Okay, so parang biglang sumakit ba yung ulo mo? Parang bigla ka bang nanlamig? Okay, so nakaramdam ba kayo ng ganun kapag lalo na kapag ikaw ay conscious or hindi naman conscious but iniingatan mo na hindi ka magkaroon ng mababang grades, lalo na kung sa favorite subject mo. So, perhaps this is one that causes stress lalo na sa mga students na katulad mo, yung pagbibigay for example ng surprise quiz or for example, you need to be prepared for your daily recitation but at that time, hindi ka nakapag-review kasi for example, lumabas kayo at ginabi kayo ng uwi so hindi ka nakapag-review and then the following day, nag-decide si teacher na okay, let's have a graded recitation for this day. Tapos hindi ka nakapag-review. Okay, so yun yung mga bagay na nakakapagpa-stress sa mga students na kagaya mo. Okay, so for topic 1, we're going to discuss stress and stressors and physical response of the body to stress. Okay, so but first, what is stress? Ano nga ba yung stress? So, it's an emotional reaction. So, stress is what we feel when we are worried, nervous, scared, or under pressure. So, kapag daw tayo ay nag-aalala, ninenervyos, natatakot, or parang nape-pressure ka, no? Yung under pressure ka, yun yung stress, no? Nakakaramdam tayo ng stress. Parang pagod na pagod ka na hindi mo maintindihan all because nakakaramdam ka ng pag-aalala. Lalo na for example, kasali ka sa quiz bee, no? Natetensyon ka, no? Sa hindi mo maintindihan mga bagay, natetensyon ka. Then afterwards, naramdaman nyo ba yun na, for example, sasali kayo sa isang contest? Okay, and then for example, speech choir or sa bayang bigkas. So, lahat kayo practice na practice, pero iba pa rin yung kaba mo kapag kayo na, hindi ba? And then after mong mag-perform, yung parang biglang parang lumbas yung init ng yung singaw ba? Yung parang dun mo lang naramdaman yung pagod and all. Kasi nga, na-overwhelm ka doon sa nervyos mo, sa excitement mo, then afterwards, parang na-release yung stress mo, hindi ba? So, it's the emotional reaction natin when we are worried, nervous, scared, or under pressure. Next is body's response. It is the body's way of reacting to a challenge or problem. Another thing, we have example situations. You might feel stressed before a big exam or when running late for school. Yan, kapag beating the, yung pag Pag halimbawa si teacher ayaw ng nalilate na estudyante, so nagmamadali ka talaga, natetense ka. Kung halimbawa naman si teacher naman ay kailangan makapag-in ka agad doon sa kanilang ang tawag dito, yung sa biometrics, kailangan saktong nandoon agad, hindi ba? So, natetensyon tayo. So, yan, yung mga bagay na nakakapagpabilis ng tibok ng ating puso. Okay, so another one is, what is a stressor? Okay, so ano ba yung nakakapagbigay sa atin ng stress? No, bakit ba tayo kinakabahan? Bakit ba tayo ninenervyos? Bakit ba tayo pinagpapawisan ng malamig? Bakit yung parang bumibilis yung tibok ng puso natin? So, ano ba yung nagkukos ng mga yon? So, ang tawag natin doon is stressor. So, sila yung nagbibigay sa atin ng stress. So, academic pressure from exams, grades, and expectations. Okay. So, ito ay mostly nafe-feel, lalo na yung mga bata na they are expected to excel. Hindi ba? So, for example, from elementary to high school, with honors ka, with high honors, with highest honors. And then, ina-expect ng, everyone is expecting na magna cum laude ka or summa cum laude ka pagdating mo ng college. But parang nagkaroon ka ng burnout ka, parang napagod ka sa of all na efforts na binuhos mo from elementary to high school, biglang parang gusto mo munang maglaylo. But then, everyone na nakapaligid sa iyo are expecting you to be the summa cum laude. So, that's the time when pressure comes in at ikaw ay nasi-stress. Okay? So, yung masyadong mataas yung expectation sa atin ng mga tao na nakapaligid din sa atin. So, ito yung isang bagay na ine-explain natin sa mga parents na kung ano lang yung kaya ng anak natin, no? So, let's just be thankful. So, kung kaya pa nilang mag-improve, then tulungan natin. But then, kung hanggang nun na lang talaga at naibigay niya na yung best, so let's be thankful for that, di ba? And hindi naman lahat ng bata ay pare-parehas, okay? So, pwedeng this time, hindi siya ganun nag-excel. Malay natin, pagdating ng high school, bigla siyang mag-bloom at mag-develop, di ba? Bigla siyang nagkaroon ng inspiration para mag-aral ng mabuti. Okay? So, iba-iba lang tayo ng time na tayo ay kumbaga, let every child grow, no? Kumbaga, wag nating ipilit yung mga bagay na hindi pa talaga nila kaya, and let them enjoy their childhood, hindi ba? So, hindi din maganda yung sobrang nape-pressure yung bata sa pag-aaral. And anyway, iba-iba tayo ng pananaw dito, and of course, yung every parents naman ay iba-iba rin ang pananaw. So, ang ano lang natin is hinay-hinay lang, no, sa ating mga anak. Then family conflicts such as divorce or disagreements. So, akala lang siguro natin hindi naapektuhan yung mga bata when it comes to this family matters. So, medyo mahirap i-touch yung ganitong sensitive issue. But the point is, na-adapt or na sasalo ng bata yung mga ganitong klaseng problema. And akala lang minsan siguro ng ibang magulang ay bata pa yan sila, hindi pa nila yan naiintindihan. Pero may impact yon sa buhay at sa pang-araw-araw na buhay ng mga bata. So, naiisip nila yon at the back of their mind. Next, pressure to fit in with peers and social expectations. So, ito halimbawa, parang gusto mong mag-join sa kanilang barkada. So, nape-pressure ka and then natetension ka kasi gusto mo talagang sumali. But then, kumbaga, you're trying to fit in with the group. But then, kumbaga, parang hirap na hirap ka. So, and then yung social expectations from you. So, marami tayong examples dyan. So, hindi ko na masyadong palalawigin kasi baka umabot tayo ng 1 hour sa pagdidiscuss. Hindi ba? So, for example, anak ka ng isang engineer. So, automatically, they expect you na magaling ka sa math. But then, music ang gusto mo. Yan. So, yung mga social expectation. What else? So, for example, ang magulang ay teachers. So, ina-expect nila na top 1 ka lagi sa class. Pero, you love sports. So, may mga ganun tayong cases. And, na yung ibang taong nakapaligid sa atin, may ina-expect sila sa atin na minsan or madalas hindi naman natin gusto. So doon nakakadagdag yun ng stress. Exposure to violence or trauma in the home or community. Kapag um, na, na, naging biktima, na wag naman sana, ng abuse or harassment, very traumatizing to lalo sa bata. Napakalaki ng impact na iniiwan nito sa emotional um, status no ng isang bata. Talagang nagmamarka yan sa isip niya, lalong-lalo na sa kanyang emosyon. And then doon nagkakaroon ng fear, nagkakaroon ng anxiety, and all. So doon nagkakaroon ng malaking problema. Next, living with chronic illness or disability. So isa din po ito. Sino bang hindi masa-stress kapag meron kang malalang sakit? Hindi ba? Or kapag all of a sudden, nabingi ka. All of a sudden, na bawasan yung part ng katawan mo. So, talagang nakaka-stress yung mga ganitong pag-iisip na parang a month ago, a week ago, nag-enjoy ka lang and then boom, sinabi sa'yo na you have this kind of illness na might cost your life. So, very nakaka-stress talaga yon, no? Parang 1 minute enjoy mo yung buhay mo and then one day, biglang sinabihan na, may ganito kang klaseng illness and you need to treat yourself. Or, sasabihin ni doctor na lifetime na yung ganitong sakit mo. So, parang, ouch, biglang para kang binuhusan ng isang drum ng tubig. Diba? Then, changes in the body like the beginning of puberty. So, once na nag-start ka ng magdalaga, magbinata, so nagbabago yung katawan mo, nagbabago yung emotions mo, tinitigyawat ka na, bigla ka nang tumataba or bigla ka namang basta maraming iba't ibang changes na nangyayari sa katawan ng isang nagdadalaga at nagbibinata. So sometimes yung iba nasa-stress kasi parang for example, sanay sila na parang nung ganitong age ako wala naman akong mga tagyawat but then ngayon parang wala nang space para tubuan ng tagyawat yung mukha mo. So nakakadagdag ng stress yon, no? Lalo na sa mga estudyante na katulad ninyo. So, nakakadagdag pa siya ng sa isipin mo, hindi ba? Okay, and then ito yung medyo mabigat talaga, being bullied by classmates or peers. So, iba talaga yung I personally experienced this, no? Parang ayaw mo nang pumasok kasi parang pag pumasok ka, ikaw na naman ang pag-iinitan, ikaw na naman ang pag-uusapan, and then, worse, no, although hindi naman humantong sa pananakit, but then, yung kahit na ganun, no, yung mga verbal na binibitawan, would really can scar, no? It can really scar you as a person. So, nung una, baka pag halimbawa sinasabihan ka lang ng payatot, mataba, baboy, minsan, kahit na ganun lang, no, tumatatak yun sa bata. Kasi bakit nyo ba ako sinasabihan ng ganito and ganyan? So, nakaka-stress yun, hindi ba? And then, what more if medyo malalim na yung mga bato? No? I mean, malalim na yung mga ginagawa sa inyo. Kung hindi na maganda yung mga foul na talaga yung words na sinasabi about you. And then, hindi ka naman makaganti. Kasi sabi ng mom mo at papa mo, tinuruan ka na huwag pumatol. So, parang deep inside, naiipon, nakakadagdag yon sa stress mo. And then, ang mahirap nun, one day, bigla kang sumabog, bigla mo silang pinatulan and all. So, parang, ang ending, ikaw pa ang masama, hindi ba? So, sa mga ganitong instances ng mga stressors, it's really important na meron tayong nakakausap na mas nakakatanda sa atin, that we are being guided by our parents o by our guardians and yung trusted friends natin. So, very important yun na i-release natin yung ating emotion so that nakakagaan yun sa loob. One thing na nakakatulong talaga to relieve stress is by praying. No? Kapag wala kang ibang mapagsabihan ng mga bagay na nakakapagpa-stress sa'yo, you pray with our God, no? With your God. Kung sino man ang iyong pinaniniwalaan. And believe me, nakakagaan talaga siya ng kalooban. All right. So we have here some physical reactions. So what happens to the body? So, una, 'di ba, pwedeng magkaroon ka ng fast heartbeat, no? Kumakabog ng mabilis yung dibdib mo. Sweating, pinagpapawisan ka or pinagpapawisan ka ng malamig. Headache. Some people get headaches when they are stressed, no? Kapag ang parents natin, malapit na yung mga due date, sunod-sunod na yung bills and all, so talaga nagsisimula lang sumakit ang ulo ng mga yan. Then lalo na kapag medyo matagal pa yung payday. Tayo naman, or kayo naman as students, pag nagpapatong-patong na yung group projects nyo, mga portfolios nyo, assessments nyo, performance task ninyo, ayan, nakakasakit talaga ng ulo yan. And then stomach ache, minsan naman, kung hindi sumasakit ng ulo, biglang sumasakit yung tiyan, yung parang umiikot yung sikmura mo. Ano pa, nanginginig, shaking. So hands or body might tremble. Tiredness, parang pagod na pagod ka lagi, parang ang bigat-bigat lagi ng pakiramdam mo, parang bagsak lagi ang balikat mo. And then tense muscles, so your body might feel stiff or sore. So parang sakit lahat ng mga kasukasuan mo and all. Okay, so these are some of the body reactions and physical reactions that happens to our body when you are stressed. So emotional reactions, so what you may feel inside, worried or anxious, feeling nervous about something, irritable or moody. So parang ang bilis-bilis mong magalit, tatanungin ka lang naman pero sininghalan mo na kaagad yung kausap mo. Crying easily, no? Madaling umiyak, parang napaka-sensitive mo. Kumbaga, kaunting bagay lang, parang dinidibdib mo na at umiiyak ka na kaagad. Then, confused or forgetful, so hard to focus or remember things. Ano pa, yung iba nagde-nail bite. Okay, so yung iba naman, parang gusto mong matulog na lang ng matulog. Or dun yung sa body reaction, ano? Then, important to know everyone reacts to stress differently. So, ibig sabihin, hindi lahat ng reactions na ito ay mararanasan ninyo. Okay? So, bawat isa sa atin ay iba ang paraan ng pag-react sa stress. May nagsistress eating, hindi ba? May iba naman, tulog ng tulog, ayaw mag-isip, tulog lang ng tulog. Or yung iba, pag nagsistress, nagja-jogging sila. Okay? So, or yung iba, they can control their emotion and divert it into something good. But for some, so ito yung nagiging nakakapag-cause din para somewhat magkasakit sila or ma-depress or something. So it is okay to feel this way, but it's also important to learn how to relax. Talk about your feelings and ask for help when you need it. Okay, so that's why for Quarter 1, Lesson 2, Week 1, we have here some examples of unhealthy coping strategies to be avoided. Ano ba yung hindi maganda na mga ginagawa at dapat yung iwasan kapag nasa-stress kayo? And ano ba yung mga examples of recommended helpful coping strategies na nakakatulong pa rin sa atin to release stress? So number 1, so we have here coping strategies explained. So mindful energy used to solve difficulties and relieve tension. So that's by Abdelmajid et al. On 2022. So coping strategy. So one thing is, as we can see, nag-yoga siya, no, nagko-concentrate. Healthy coping strategy approach that resolves problems or reduces stress and harm. So 5 healthy and unhealthy coping skills written in 2024. Unhealthy coping strategy, harmful behaviors used to manage stress and difficult emotions. So 5 same book. Okay, so kung may healthy coping strategies, meron ding unhealthy coping strategies. So but first, let's have the healthy coping strategies. So mindfulness and meditation to center thoughts and reduce anxiety. So pwedeng breathing exercises, no? Yung kumbaga nagko-concentrate ka para lang ma-reduce yung anxiety mo. So, inhale and exhale. So, you do breathing exercise, inhale and exhale deeply. Kumbaga, huminga ka ng malalim and then as you exhale, so nilalabas mo rin yung tension sa katawan mo. Next is physical activity to reduce stress and boost mood. Yan, yung sinasabi ko kanina. Na yung iba, kapag nasa-stress sila, nagwo-walking, nagja-jogging. So parang Pag pinagpapawisan sila, parang napapagpag yung stress sa katawan nila. Then, seeking social support through connection and comfort. So, you go with your friends, no? Iba rin kapag may malakas tayo and strong na support system. Yung friends natin, families, at yung iba pa na pinagkakatiwalaan nating tao na alam natin na hindi tayo i-judge kapag may sinabi tayo sa kanila na problema. Okay, journaling to process emotions and gain clarity. So yung iba, gumagawa sila ng journals or diaries, sinusulat nila, and then afterwards, siguro pag nahimasmasa na sila eventually as they write, no, parang nakakakuha din sila ng answers to their problems or nababawasan din or nare-relieve yung stress. Creative expression through art, music, or writing. Yung iba kumakanta, nagkakaraoke. Yung iba naman sumasayaw. Iba naman nagpe-painting. So, doon nila nilalabas yung kanilang stress. Setting boundaries to manage stress and avoid burnout. So, you control. Pag alam mong medyo pagod na, okay, stop muna. Pahinga muna tayo. And then, inhale, exhale. Then, afterwards, sige, fight again. So next, healthy eating to nourish body and improve mood. So kumakain ng masustansyang pagkain, no, umiinom ng mga masustansyang inumin para ma-replenish yung katawan and para ma-improve yung mood. Adequate sleep for emotional regulation and stress relief. So minsan sobrang pagod, kailangan lang din ng enough sleep, tulog, para mapahinga both yung katawan mo and yung iyong isip. Okay, so kapag may healthy, we also have unhealthy coping strategy. So, withdrawal from social activities. Ayan, ayaw mo na, gusto mo na lang magkulong. Ayaw mo nang makipag-usap, ayaw mo nang lumabas, gusto mo nakakulong ka lang sa kwarto. So, it's not good. Next is avoidance, consistently avoiding problems through procrastination or escaping. So, ang ginagawa mo, pinatakasan lang yung problema, hinahayaan mo, so hindi mo hinaharap. So, ayaw mong tanggapin na yun yung problema at kailangan mo itong bigyan ng solusyon. Next, overeating or undereating. Ito yung sinasabi ko kanina, nagsistress, eat sweets, no? Ay, nasa-stress ako, kailangan ko ng cake, kailangan ko ng chocolate, kailangan ko ng milk tea and all. And then yung iba naman, pag nasa-stress, ayaw ko nang kumain. Ayoko, wag niyo akong bigyan ng pagkain. Okay. So, substance use, which is very dangerous, no, gumagamit na ng substance or illegal drugs or drinking too much alcohol. Self-harm, na sinasaktan ng sarili. Okay, so ayoko nang ito, but then it's not good. No, kapag may problema, kapag may matinding pinagdaraanan, have someone that you can talk to instead of harming yourself. But sadly, meron tayong mga may mga bata or kabataan na ito na yung last resort nila, parang sige, saktan ko na lang yung sarili ko, or worse, no, they commit suicide, so which is not really the answer to your problem. So excessive work, nagpapakaalipin sa trabaho, denial, refusing to acknowledge stress or pain, blocking healing and resolution. Anger and aggression, listing anger to cope or using anger to cope, damaging relationships and inner peace. Okay, so dinadaan lahat sa galit. Okay, so those are unhealthy coping strategies. So kapag kayo ay na-stress, so always go back to our healthy coping strategies na makakatulong to improve your mood and to reduce stress. So we have here a case story. So I would like you to try to read this one and answer this case questions. And afterwards, okay, what are your takeaways from our lesson for this week? So what is coping strategy, healthy coping strategy, unhealthy coping strategy? And knowing the different stress coping strategies is important because, okay, so bakit mahalaga na alam mo yung iba't ibang stress coping strategies para kapag ikaw naman ang na-stress, ay alam mo na kung ano yung mga pwede mong gawin na mas makakabuti sa'yo at alam mo yung mga bagay na hindi mo dapat gawin na alam mong makakasama sa iyo. And with that, I would like to say thank you very much. Parang napahaba ang kwento ko, but I hope you learned something from our lesson because it's very important kasi rampant ngayon. Very napakaraming cases natin ng mga students na may anxiety, may depression, and as young as you really need to learn how to have this healthy coping strategies kapag nakakaranas ng ganitong klasing mga stressors, no? So, how to free yourself from stress at para hindi kayo magkasakit. So, thank you so much. I'm Teacher Aisa. So, I really hope you learned something from our lesson for this week, and I hope you can be with me again with our next lesson. So, thank you and bye.